It has been 3 weeks and Kiev is still under attack. Ukrainian people are still under attack by Russia. Obama tested positive for COVID. Deltacron is now lurking through our streets. And Justice Smollett is out of jail. We'll talk about all that and more just after this. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of MJ Live. I am your host, Micah-Jamal. You can follow me on all social media by searching I am Micah-Jamal. Listen, if you guys will, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, I am Micah-Jamal. If you're on Snapchat, that's a little different. It is I the Greatest. You can also follow me on TikTok at I am Micah-Jamal. I have not started posting any videos yet, but I promise you guys I will get. Now, if you would like to support the cause, you can support it via Zelle, Venmo, PayPal at I am Micah-Jamal. Thank you guys for joining us. And tonight we have a couple of things that we're going to talk about. We're going to get to the war of Ukraine, what is going on. I will update you guys on a few things, behind the scenes things that's going on. But we do have to understand that it's a lot more going on in our world besides the war on Ukraine, although that is very important. So we will go ahead and dive into some of this other stuff. And then we will talk about the war on Ukraine. First and foremost, Obama came out a couple of days ago and said that he had tested positive for COVID-19. He never told us the strand that he had, if it's the Delta, because Delta is still out there, guys, the Omicron or the whatever. So that leads us to our next topic about the Deltacron. It is out there lurking in the streets. I don't understand why people are making as big of a deal about this thing. It's only been 17 cases throughout the entire world as of March the 14th. I'm sure that's going to adjust, but 17 cases, but the entire WHO is coming out and acting like a WHO. So, the very first case was found out in January. The top WHO doctor tweeted out at the beginning of this that it is not real. All right. Chicago's top doctor said that Deltacron was not a formal thing. So you see two things happening now. You see the doctors and then the people at WHO, which is the World Health Organization, is trying to basically, sweep this story under the rug. We don't know if it's because something going on with China, because China locked down one of its biggest cities because of a new strain of COVID. That city has 17.5 million people in their population. So with that being said, we don't know exactly what's going on in China. We just know that these folks are locked down because COVID has once again emerged in China. So they have locked China down again, well, this particular city, but that is going to affect America. Just like this war is affecting us, this is going to start affecting us because the fourth largest port is located in China, and it's called the Yanqing port. That port is responsible for most of the things that we need when it comes to our electronics, when it comes to the iPhones, when it comes to computers, when it comes to cars. A lot of stuff that we need goes from that port. And that port is among the area that the Chinese regime have shut down. So, again, 3.5 years into this bull crap, and yet and still, we are learning a lesson that we should have learned a long time ago. that we have to stop depending on foreign nations for our everyday things. The goods that we use every day, the supplies that we use every day. We have to stop being dependent on foreign nations because, look, China is shutting down again. It's going to cause a supply shortage yet again in the middle of a war that's already costing us hundreds of dollars extra a week for gas. Jerome Powell of the of the Fed came out today that they're going to raise the interest rate. He came out and said inflation is going to be here for a lot longer than we expected, which we all knew that. So again, we have to stop making. I understand that it's so much cheaper to make things in China. But once China goes in and shut down because of COVID, it affects what we need here in the homeland. Now, what's going to happen? Because now we're seeing, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but we're seeing that Biden has finally caught up with the other nations and with the Congress that's putting a ban on all of the oil coming out of Russia. So we see what's happening when the loot tool, as the administration wants to emphasize, oil that we buy from Russia, how that is affecting us today. So what's going to happen if China decides to go in and invade Taiwan? And then we got to stop trading with China because we put in sanctions on China, but we have not built up the warehouses here to produce what we need. Then what? What are we going to do when everything that's coming from China can no longer get from China because we have sanctions on China? What are we going to do? So Donald Trump said it his whole 4 years. Joe Biden said it in the State of the Union that we have to start made in America, buy in America. We need to start making things here. Yes, it's going to be expensive. So you're going to have the conversation about the minimum wage. Yes, it's already going to be expensive because of inflation. But then when you produce things here in America, they are more expensive, guys. They're just how it happens. So either we're going to pay more or we're going to be beholden to China and Russia. Which one do you prefer? So that's something that we have to look at. Moving right along to Justice Smollett. So let's talk about this character. And so I post a video on my YouTube. I'm going to see if I can pull it over for you guys so you can actually see how this man acted out once he was sentenced. And then we'll talk about very quickly if it's going to pull up. If not, then I will tell you guys what happened, and then we'll go from there. So basically, as it's pulling up, Jussie Smollett was sentenced to 150 days in jail, which he only had to do half of that. 30 months of probation, which you do not have to come in physically and check in with his PO. He can actually, or probation officer, because some people say PO is only for parole officer. Both of them are POs. He can call and say, hey, this is just say, I'm alive, I'm doing what I need to do, bye. So he don't even have to come in and see the people. And I thought that was very nice of the judge, but apparently I'm the only one. So he was being held in the psych ward, but he was released today, I believe it was, to a room. And I'm going to see if I can play this for you guys so you can see what kind of freakery that we have going on here. All right, y'all take a listen.
Suicide. Okay? I am not suicidal.
I am not suicidal. I just want to say you are not suicidal. If anything happens to me, I am not suicidal.
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I would like to say. Okay. I am not suicidal. Okay. I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. Your Honor, I respect your decision. Jail time, I'm not suicidal. Okay.
There you have it, guys. Jussie Smollett is not suicidal. He is not suicidal. He is not suicidal. And then he went on and made another scene as he was walking out, put his hand in the air, Black Power, oh my God. But what got me was the audacity for you to say, if I done this, I have put my fist in the hand of in the face of the Black community, in the LGBT community. About to use a word. Bruh, you did it. The audacity to sit there and want to go back and forth, say that you're not suicidal because you're trying to say that the cops are going to kill me. But then your people got upset because they put you in a psych ward because that was psychotic, the bullshit that you just did in the court. But then your family wanted to say, oh my gosh, he needed to be out because he got death threats. Everybody get death threats, boy. But years later, you still want us to believe that white MAGA people was in Chicago at 2 o'clock in the morning on the walk that you had to take to Subway, just happened to have a news, and they was waiting to jump and beat you. They beat you so bad that you only had a scratch on your face. So it wasn't MAGA people. It wasn't random people. It was people that he hired and alleged had sex with, allegedly. But Jussie Smollett would like to stand in the court of law, as we just seen, and want to say that he is not guilty. So what happened in the case, guys, the appeal court, and I guess we'll get into this when we come live, the appeal court have granted the lawyer request to have him released from jail until after the appeal. Like, what kind of bull is this? This is what I'm talking about when I say privilege. This dude is guilty. His story did not make sense. The prosecution tore it apart. Tore his whole story apart. But yet and still, you have these liberals allow this convict, this criminal, to be free. I know a lot of people are locked down. They want to be free because of a psych ward, a psych hold, or want to be free because somebody has threatened them. A one-page order, unceremoniously released by the Illinois Appellate Court today in a 2-1 decision, granted the motion from the former Empire Actors Warrior for a stay of his sentence, denied an appeal by the sentencing judge last week. The defense team sought to set Smollett free while his appeal on 5 felony convictions is pending. The appellate court judge agreed, citing that Smollett likely already would have served his jail time sentence before his appeal had gotten very far. The order also noted that the actor had never been convicted of a violent crime. In fact, the paperwork's only real demand was that Smollett put up a $150,000 personal recognized bond. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. That these judges, and see, and we're not talking about, so Michael says Smollett is guilty as sin and now playing that he's insane. As I showed you guys on the video. But we're not talking about voting, which we're going to get on voting here shortly because this is a very important year to vote. But for people who say that their votes do not count, or they would say, well, I will vote in a local election, but not the federal election. This is why you have to vote, because presidents appoint judges, when it comes to the federal now, appoint judges, the Senate approves them. So they would nominate a judge they want appointed to the board. The Senate will approve them. And as long as we have the wrong people in office appointing the wrong judges, and then if they have the control of the Senate, they're going to be pushed through. For them to come out to say that, oh my gosh, yeah, you are guilty. You was found guilty, but we're going to stay your sentence. Meaning we're going to pause it, allow you out, and whenever we get back to appeal this case, if you're found guilty again, you'll go back to jail. So realistically, this can go as long as they want it to go before they bring it back up for appeal. A slap in the face to the justice system. Because for once they got it right. He was guilty. Go to jail. 5 felonies? The crap? And you only have 150 days? You just can't make this stuff up. So, in the next 20 minutes left of the show, now let's talk about this war on Ukraine. So, guys, a lot of people have been asking, what is an oligarch? Because you have heard that terminology or that word for the last 3 to 4 weeks. Heavily. So, basically, in layman's terms, these are super rich Russians. These are the people who control most of, if not all, of the essentials in Russia. Whether it's land, whether it's oil refineries, whether it's they are legal cartels, if you may. These are the people who make sure that Putin is taken care of, because Putin makes sure that they're taken care of. So when you hear that they are putting sanctions on the oligarch, they are putting sanctions on the people that's connected to Putin, not allowing them to use the bank, because they keep their money offshore. They keep their money outside of Russia because they understand that if their money is in Russia, that it's worthless. So they have yachts, they have boats, they have houses, they have basketball teams, they involve in baseball teams, they involve in women's this and that and this and that, all throughout the world, even here in America. Right now, these people are trying to sail their yachts down in the Black Sea somewhere, and down in the bottom part of Europe, in the bottom part of Africa, trying to hide from these sanctions to go and secure and seize their assets, and then sell them. Putin's girlfriend herself and all his babies, his baby mama, is in Sweden. So everybody that's connected to Putin, the rich and the powerful, was allowed. They are outside of Russia when all this chaos is going on. And they typically stay outside of Russia because they would like to spend their money. So the thoughts about the sanction there, if we squeeze them so much, they're going to tell Putin, you have to stop this. But if the reports from our intelligence is correct that Putin is a madman and he's not listening to reasoning, the oligarch is just up into the end of the war because Putin is not going to listen to them. So Russia have intensified the attacks. It started off just attacking, attacking where the battlefield was. Oh shoot, I kicked that. Oops. Y'all, I kicked it. It's gonna distract me. Hold on. Whoa. Much better. All right, but it started off that they were just supposed to be attacking military bases. This is where Putin was, I won't say safe, but was justified when this war. Understandable. But now Putin has started attacking and bombing where citizens are. It was a theater bomb today. And outside the theater in their Ukrainian language, or is in Russia, one of them, they wrote in the yard big enough for the planes to see that this is children here. The children are in this theater, but yet it's still the Russians bombed it. Now, I can, and I can understand, and I get why we do not want to go to war. And I don't think anybody is pushing or anybody is saying send the American troops. And yes, we do realize about Putin can walk all over Joe Biden. And we're going to get to that in a second. I understand, and no one is asking for him to send the troops. The president of Ukraine even said, I don't want your people. I need your help. I need the ammo. I need the missiles. I need the weaponry. I need the shields. I don't need your people. So for the people who are out there saying that, oh my God, they're just trying to put us into war, they don't even want us there. They just need the weaponry. And I'm telling you how freaking stupid this sounds. Biden just signed a bill in order to send them millions of dollars of weaponry, but they won't send in the Meg jets for the Ukrainian people to fly. Why? Because they feel that this is going to embolden Russia, and this is going to aggravate Russia, and this is going to make Russia escalate and try to come after a NATO country, which Article 5 would be then automatically put in place. So then America and all of NATO have to come and save or protect and defend that one, and revenge for that one attack. But my thing is, listen to this. You sending everything else over there. You sending everything else over there. So why does it matter? And we have to stop saying we won't do X, Y, and Z because we don't want to escalate. You did shit and it still escalated, and now Putin is in Ukraine. Because you said, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, because it's going to escalate Putin. It's going to push Putin to invade. That's the only thing you heard from this administration since the day they walked in. We don't want to do X, Y, and Z because it's going to hurt such and such feeling. Who give a damn? The president of Ukraine said this today. He said Joe Biden is the president of America, but he needs to be the president of the world. Why did he say that? Because the world looked to USA, the United States of America, in times of war. They looked to us in time of peace. The world was beholden to America. You had dumb people out there like North Korea, China, Russia, Venezuela, but they never really tried anything because they understood the resolve of the American people in the country that we live in. But now we are looked at as weak. Every single thing that Joe Biden has done up to now has been behind other countries or behind Congress. What world do we live in that Congress, how divided they are, can all come together and want something done, but the president still dragging his feet? Because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. Why didn't any of this bullcrap pop off under Donald Trump or Obama or George Bush or anybody? And I said this and I'll say it again. If Hillary Clinton would have won, we would have lived this 4 years ago. Let me tell you why he didn't pop off under Trump. Trump told North Korea, my button is bigger than yours and mine work. He told the Iranians, these are going to be the consequences that throughout history has never been felt. He's told Putin, if you invade Ukraine under my watch, I will nuke Moscow. He told Venezuela, all the options are still on the table. He told Mexico that he was going to designate the cartel as a terrorist group, which will allow us to drone the hell out of them if Mexico did not get them together. This is why they didn't do this under the last administration, because they understood where they stand. None of us knows where we stand, because we see on TV these people suffering. We see on the TV these people in pain. But we do understand that we cannot just go to war. The defense contractor wants us to go. The war hawks want us to go. But still, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. So what can we do? What can we do? So we have this thing with the CIA. They're called a covert mission or a covert operation. So basically, what that does, that is it's a military operation that we can just go ahead into Ukraine, handle business, and get out. So much so that no one knows who did what and when. So at the middle of the night, we can send over a special team working with the CIA, send over a special team, wipe out the entire fleet of Russia's tanks and the men that are there. In at night, out by the daytime. No one knows what just happened. We just wake up, and the news is telling us that the Ukrainians have Russians' heads. That's it. But I don't think that we're going to do that. What do we need to do that? You have to have a presidential finding. And basically this finding is a memorandum that a president will say, hey, this is what we need to do because this is affecting the national security of our state, which is America, the states, in our foreign relations. And I don't understand why we didn't do this weeks ago before all of these people start dying. They won't know who hit them, what hit them, how they hit them. That is what a covert mission is, or operation is. Send them the mag jets. And guys, this is how the World War I and II started. Just a little people here. Oh, it's nothing to see here. Then it grew until we was drawn in. And my fear is, if we don't take the stance and do what we need to do now, we are going to be drawn into a war, even if it's by accident. We have to stop saying, well, if we do this, this is going to make Putin upset, or this is going to raise the stakes. Who give a damn? Because we have to understand, Putin have proven to us that it doesn't matter what we do, he can make anything seem as a threat. Let me see if I can pull this up and read to you guys what Putin said. Vladimir Putin warned that he would cleanse Russia of the scum and traitors he accused of working covertly with the U.S. and its allies. Facing economic meltdown 3 weeks into the invasion of Ukraine, the Russian leader lashed out at a domestic critic. He accused the West of wanting to destroy Russia in a televised video conference with dark undertone. This is Russia, Vladimir Putin. Any people, and particularly the Russian people, will always be able to tell apart the patriots from the scum and traitor, and spit them out like a midge that accidentally flew into their mouth. I'm convinced that this natural and necessary self-cleansing of society will only strengthen our country, our solidarity, cohesion, and readiness to meet any challenges. So not only is this man raging war on Ukraine, Putin is about to start killing his own people. So again, how long do we sit by and let this happen? People are saying, oh my God, Lindsey Graham is so far. I agree. I said this a couple of days ago. The only option I see is us to take him out. What's going to happen? How do you allow Putin back into the free world? My mind cannot comprehend that. But I guess the same way that we are sitting down with Russia talking about a Iranian nuclear deal. So is this why we're not putting so much pressure on Russia? Because we also need to understand that we're trying to get this nuclear deal. So the president of Ukraine said he would negotiate with Putin. And that's what it takes. He said he no longer wants to be in NATO. Because he see how weak, spineless, he didn't say this, but I'm saying it, but he see how weak and spineless and cats they are. So the president of Ukraine has suggested a U-24, a United 24 alliance, which basically means that you have 24 hours to handle business after some dumbass like Putin rages war on an innocent population. Crazy, guys. But this is how wars happen. People sit back too long, let stuff play out that should not be played out until it's too late. And then we must fight. And none of us want to send our people to fight that war. Ukraine is just saying, help us, like you promised. You said if we denuclearize, you would protect us. I don't see how the Ukrainian people trust us again. I don't see how we can once again be America, the one on top, the light that's sitting on the hill. Because right now, guys, we are weak. You are weak on the world stage. We're weak on domestic policies. You still having black. You still having men going beating Asians to fifth. You still having psychotic people throwing 67-year-olds down the subway train. We still having people outside hungry. You still have people on unemployment that cannot find jobs. You still have children with no adequate child care. But this was supposed to be the administration that's supposed to put America, restore the soul of America, is what he promised. And now he is destroying the soul of America, the soul of Ukraine, and the soul of the world. Because we were being weak. We don't want to send our troops over to fight a war. But we do want to send our tools and weaponry that Ukraine is asking for so they can fight for themselves. So we don't have to fight for them. If you guys have not, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I am Micah-Jamal. Follow me on all social medias. Just type in I am Micah-Jamal, and find me on all social media. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I look forward to seeing you guys next week on another episode of MJ Line. World War III: The Making Part 4 will be next week. Love you guys. Be easy.